Hello, my beautiful people, my beautiful souls. How are you doing today? Hope you're having a purposeful and wonderful day today. I'm sending you lots of love and peace. So we're here today to talk about how you can get your dream job. That job that you are desiring, that job that has all your specifications that you want, how to get that exact job, and we're going to get into it. I'm going to share with you how I got my dream job and how you can get yours too. So we're going to split this into 4 parts. So the first step to getting your dream job is to know exactly what you want. That is the key. Without knowing exactly what you want, it's pretty much impossible to get it. You'll just end up settling for something else or settling for something that is similar. But if there's something exactly that you want, if this is your dream job, you have to know exactly what it is. And that comes down to the salary, that comes down to what type of, is it remote, is it hybrid? It even links to what levels of stress do you want to be having in this job? What kind of workload do you want to be having? Do you want to have a very relaxed workload and stress levels where it's not too much, you're able to handle it and multitask many other things? Or is it a job where you want to be all in, full forces, and you're absolutely in the thick of it, but you love that about it? You need to write all this down. Every single part of this job that you want, it must be made known to yourself. Obviously, you don't have to share it with anyone else, but just write it down just so you actually know what you want, because you can have in your mind what you want, but until you write it down, then you realize, okay, this is what I really want. I'm solidifying this in writing. Yeah, that's the first step to really coming closer to manifesting your dream job, knowing what it is. The second step to manifesting your dream job and getting your dream job is all about the mindset. You now have this specification where this is the kind of salary I want, this is the kind of job I want, this is what I'm looking for. Now you have to believe that you deserve it. You have to believe that you're worthy of it. You also have to operate from a perspective of knowing that you already have that job. So it's all about the belief, it's all about the mindset. If you have written all this specification of this salary, this type of job, but you don't believe that you can actually have this type of job, then how will you get it? The belief is so key. The mindset is so important. You have to know and you have to believe that that job is already yours. And another part to the mindset is not being desperate. Being desperate repels your dream from you. It's also coming from a energy of lack where you don't believe you have it. That's why you're desperate for it. But again, linking back to the first part of the mindset, believing that you have it comes from a sense of knowing that your future self already has it. So knowing that your future self already has it, what's the need to be desperate? You're already in union with that dream job because you know your future self has it, and you have to go with that knowing you're worthy of this job. That's the belief. This job is mine. I got this. That's what you gotta believe. There's no desperate energy in association with this job. This is what I did. Like, I'll give you the example of how I got my dream job. Again, I wrote down, okay, this is the salary I want. This is the kind of job I want. This is the kind of stress levels I want. This is how I want my job to be. For my job, I wanted it to be mainly remote, and I wanted it at a particular salary band. And I wanted it to be a really amazing company that was purposeful and that was very like a soul aligned job where I felt like I can meet people that would really resonate with me and really challenge me and inspire me. And I wrote all that down. I wrote it all down and I started to believe that I could have it. So that was the mindset after the making it known and writing it down. That was the mindset. I started to believe, okay, this job, I can have this. This job is mine. I already have this. My future self already has this job. And I just kept letting myself know, my future self has this job. I have this job. This job is mine. I've got it. And remember, when it comes to writing down your dream job, it can be a job that exists, like you've seen it on a job board, or it could be a job that doesn't exist yet, but it just exists in your mind. That is also something that you can have. As long as you write it down and you say, okay, this is salary, this is the type of job I want, whether you've seen it while looking for jobs or it's just in your head. As long as you write it down and you have the mindset that you can have it and you're not desperate about getting it, then you know that you're gonna get it. Knowing that you can have it, that comes through affirming to yourself that you have this job and you know you have this job, because it can be easy to fall back into a mindset of, oh my God, this job is like way out of my league. How can I get this job? You just have to keep affirming to yourself, this is what I want, and I know I can have what I want. I'm deserving of having what I want. And you keep reaffirming that to yourself so that your mindset starts to shift when you know you have this job and your future self has this job. You have this job, you're deserving of this job, and you don't need to be desperate about having a job or having this particular job. So yeah, so after you've done those 2 steps, the next step is visualization. Visualization in terms of visualizing the job, visualizing the interview process, visualizing the actual day-to-day tasks of the job, visualizing yourself waking up, brushing your teeth, getting dressed, going into the office, driving to the office, meeting your colleagues, laughing with your colleagues. I'll give you an example of how I visualized to get my dream job. What I did is I did 2 types of visualization. And this can be done through, you just sit down and you close your eyes and you just start to envision the process. So what I did was, when I was in the interview process of getting my dream job, I started to visualize each interview stage, because there was 2 interview stages. So I visualized how the interview would be. So in my head, I would visualize, oh my God, the person interviewing me is laughing. We're laughing together. They're looking at me feeling like, wow, she's the one. That's what I was visualizing. I literally visualized myself sitting down in the interview, looking at these 2 people that were interviewing me, and I could feel myself pouring out my heart to them, and I could feel myself feeling their positive energy and positive reaction towards me. I would visualize that during the interview stage, and I kept visualizing that from one stage to the next. So after the 2 interview stages, I got the job. I also did a second type of visualization after the interview process of visualization. I also visualized my day-to-day processes of being in the job. So I'd visualize waking up, driving to the office, wearing my cute office clothes, and getting to the office, walking in, saying hi, saying good morning, and smiling, and just getting on with the job and talking to my colleagues. I visualized actually being in the job. I also visualized my name attached to the company's email. Like I'd visualize the how you have your name at the company.com. I'd visualize that as well. So I was visualizing not just the interview process, but I also visualized the job, like being actually in it. So I was becoming at one with the job itself, how I felt in the job, how I was being in the job, how I'd wake up, dress up nicely, show up, and just be my best self, be happy, be smiling, joke with everyone, connect with people. I would visualize that over and over again. It depends what stage of the process you are for looking for jobs, but I think it's better if you're not yet in an interview stage, then the best thing to do would be to visualize you being in the job. But if you're in the interview stage, then it's very important for you to visualize how that interview goes, how successful it's going to be, how you want these people to perceive you. Start to visualize them perceiving you in that way. Start to visualize them falling in love with you, literally, and being like, yeah, this is the one. That their eyes, how they're lighting up, how they're responding positively to you. Start to visualize that, and then obviously visualize your day-to-day tasks of being in the job. So those are 2 things I would recommend. But to be fair, you can do both. Like if you're still in the process of finding a job where you haven't got an interview yet, it's good to visualize the interview process as well as the job itself, because that will really help you to kind of be aligned with the job when you get to the interview. And also when you're in the interview, you will just flow so naturally because your mind has already practiced it. Because that's one thing about the mind. If you practice something in the mind, and if you practice something enough times, your body thinks that you've already done it. So when it comes to the point where you're actually in that position doing it, your body is already familiar, and it's just also already acting on autopilot, almost as if it's just carrying out what you've already visualized. So when you're in that interview and you're answering all their questions appropriately and as they would desire it, you're doing that because you already visualized it. Same with the job. You're turning up to the job, you're bringing your best foot forward, you're being your best self in the job, connecting with your work colleagues. It's easier to do that when you've already visualized yourself doing it before. So that's why visualization is so key when it comes to manifesting and attracting your dream job to you. So we talk about knowing what your job is, writing it down to the details. We spoke about mindset, knowing that you want it, knowing that you have it and not being desperate about it. Then we talk about visualization, visualizing the process, visualizing yourself there in that job as if that job is already yours. The last thing that you need to do, and the last thing that I did to get my dream job, was deep learning. So when I talk about deep learning, I'm talking about research. I'm talking about going the extra mile to be exceptional. So you have this job that you want. It's in an industry. It's going to be a certain type of role. You gain so much experience within this role. It's not experience per se, but more knowledge. And just continue to learn, like research about this role, research about the industry. Learn things that other people may not already know. And learn things that other people will be surprised and impressed that you know. That's what I mean by deep learning, where you're going deeper. You're learning so much about this industry that they're like, we have no option but to take this girl. She knows what she's on about. She is impressing us. She is exceptional. And that's what you want to be. And after you have that mindset, after you visualize and after you know exactly what you want and you've written it down, now you start to learn and you align with your job even more, because when you're in that role, you're probably going to be learning too. So you might as well start learning now, learning more about the role and getting to a point where you're so familiar with all the little things and all the big things within the role. And they're just going to be so impressed when you go that extra mile to learn something that other people might not learn. So that's it really. Just be informed. That's the key. Be exceptional and keep learning. And when you do that, you're just going to stand out so significantly and you're going to get the job. When it came to the deep learning for the job I got, what I did is I spent like weeks learning about the industry, learning about the job, and also one good way as well to stand out in an interview is bring something different in terms of your hobbies or things you do outside of work. People just, like employees and companies and managers, they don't just want someone who just works. They want someone who's actually interesting, someone who has a life, someone who is doing something in the world besides just working and then going back home to watch TV, waking up early to work, going back home to watch TV. What else do you do? What else can you share? So that's the thing, like learn about the job itself, but also keep building up your extracurriculars outside of work. For example, when I was in my interview, I spoke about quantum physics. I spoke about books that I've read. You can share new things with them in terms of reading books, in terms of anything really. So people just like to be impressed by things that they've never heard other people saying before. And if you're reading and you keep growing your knowledge and expanding each aspect of you, you're gonna say something that they're gonna be impressed about. So yeah, that is the summary of how to manifest your dream job. Write it down to the T and know exactly what you want. Mindset, knowing that you have it, knowing that you can have it, believe in your heart and in your mind that it is yours. Then you visualize it. You start to visualize the process. You start to visualize yourself having that job, that person who you are in that job. As you're visualizing, you'll be doing that deep learning. You continue to grow. You're building up your skills. You're building up your mindset. You're becoming more and more aligned as you gain more knowledge with the person who already has that job, because that person is obviously going to be someone who is informed and is knowledgeable and understands the industry, understands the requirements of the role, understands the skill sets needed, and matches that too. That's how you manifest your dream job. That's how I manifested my dream job, which I'm in right now, and I'm absolutely loving it. Hope I was able to help you guys get your dream job. The main thing to take away when it comes to getting a dream job as well and getting anything you want is about your energy. That's why the mindset is so key, but it's also an energetic thing where when you have a knowing that you have this job, your energy is in a position of rest because you know, I got this job, I got it, it's mine, and I have no reason to fear. So yeah, that's it. Hope you guys learned something from this. Hope you guys can get your dream jobs. I'm wishing you well. Get your dream jobs. I know you guys can get it. I know you guys can do it. You guys just need to know what you want and get it. Visualize it. Do the work. Do the deep learning. I believe in you. Just go out there and shine. Be your best selves. As always, always follow your purpose. Be a light in this world. And I'm sending you lots of love and